We're back. Welcome to Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Everybody, welcome. Good to see you all here on Encounters. And it's another night of ET stories, extraterrestrial contact disclosure, UFO sightings, everything right here on Encounters. This is the #1 UFO talk show on social media. I'm CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show. Welcome everybody who's been here. Zen Viking, thank you for the likes. Mystic, welcome to the show. Everyone coming in here. You're on a Wednesday night going into a Thursday morning, late night. So welcome. Scooby-Doo, everybody, Steve Borg, Meriwether, Rob, oh no. Hey, Rob, good to see you. And Chesno, one of our moderators, Renee, everybody. And Stacy, good to see you as well. So welcome. This is the show everyone's talking about all over social media. CNN can't even keep up with us. NBC doesn't even know we exist. Fox News, they have nothing to do with us. News Nation, they can't keep up with us because we're watching a real show called Encounters. And you're talking to people here every night that have stories to tell about their visitations, encounters with space people of different types, different looks, all that stuff, you know? So yeah, we're glad to be here. I'm going to take a deep breath as we start our show here, and we're going to hear some stories tonight, I'm sure. So I'm sure there'll be some stories to share. Let's get the likes going. Let's get the sharing going. And if you have a story to tell, hey, B-Man, it's good to see you all. This is the place to be. Scott Hammond, welcome. Kimberly, welcome to our show. Everyone coming in, all new people, the old Molly, Danger, user 388, welcome and thank you for the likes. And we're glad to have everybody here. Marinate, thank you for the likes. T, user 241. And we're here most nights. We're here mostly on nighttime broadcasts. We have done a few daytime morning shows, but we're here as much as we can be for each of you. Thank you for the live star, Molly Danger. Thank you for the music. We love music. Thank you. And everyone in here, we thank you. You're all a blessing to Encounters. Take a seat. We have a lot of seats in the house, in the studio here. We have a lot of seats here, so please get comfortable as you're watching the show in the studio. This is a big studio. Our studio goes all over the world. That's pretty amazing. It goes all over the world. I have some things to share. I was looking at some UFO videos earlier tonight. Lisa Bell, oh, that's really crazy. I've never seen that before. Gold coins, thank you. Man, those coins are heavy. I'm going to put them aside. MC, thank you for the finger heart. I love all you people, all the people out here giving me gifts tonight. I appreciate it. It's nice to see that. Thank you so much. There's a video I'm going to be sharing on here by the morning, and I thought it was fascinating. And it appeared that the person had it really clear, and then they zoomed in too much. But the portion that's clear apparently shows another craft going through it, going right through it or by it or something. But it was all ET related. It was amazing. When I show that video on here, I'm going to post it on YouTube. It was a pretty crazy video. It was one of those nighttime things. They had the camera perfectly good. If they kept it still, they were really capturing a pretty cool spaceship. I couldn't tell from the darkness how big it was, but it was pretty amazing. They zoomed in on it. Then they zoomed into, you'll see where they show you the video, it shows the craft, the spaceship, and then they zooming in too much to get closer, but they end up getting a blurry video on the other half of it because they're too close. If they just kept the video and didn't zoom in on it, it was really amazing. It's just one of those videos that you knew it was nothing Earth-based. It was totally, extraterrestrial. It was totally a spaceship, And I look for videos every day. I'm either people send them to me, or I'm also looking, and I have a knack for finding really up-to-date stuff that people are sharing somewhere on social media, and I find it. Or most times it's sent to me here and I can see it. Jupiter, thank you for the roses. So I think it is, Sue. It's really awesome when you can. That's just one of my knacks because I'm involved in media that I've had. I just have a knack for finding things. I go all over the place and I find up-to-date stuff that's being posted somewhere, and it's pretty cool, you know. Rainbow Paul, welcome to the show. Miss Kate, thank you for the likes. Everybody, T, thank you for the likes. Opie Ann, good to see you. All the new people coming in here. And, so I love the experience of watching videos. I'm posting all the good UFO videos also on TikTok on my show, on YouTube. The shows are being posted, and you might see also spaceship videos there. Well, you will, because I do have a YouTube channel. I haven't really used it for live broadcasting yet. I know I could. I just haven't done it yet. I might do that a little bit. Can they come and save us, stop the wars, cures, and feed the people? Rainbow Paul, great question. The answer would be an absolute yes. But we here have to save ourselves. We here have to be the ones to bring the light of our planet. A lot of times people say, when are they going to save us? Over the decades, I've heard that. And I always come back with, they're not gods to save us. They're our brothers and sisters. They're our space family. They want us to take control of what's going on our planet. All the things that are happening. We're the ones here. We're the light. We're the soul light. Each individual here, believe it or not, you are the light. Razor from Miami, thank you for the the ghost. We are the light. So it's up to us. And Missy, thank you for the roses. We're the ones who are going to be here to do the saving of the planet. And my eyes are so green right now with flame. Thank you, Chesno. So we are that light. And it's just a really good question. We're bringing Skip, and she's our spiritual cosmic counselor. Skip to Grace, welcome to the show. I think she's there.
Okay.
I hope it's not. Yeah, it's just the real Grace, the well-known Grace.
To call me Gray.
Call you Gray. Okay, this is weird. Are you still here?
Hey, am I like muted or something?
What's happening? Are we on another planet, folks? Is this happening?
You sound great.
Oh, thank you. You do too. You want to bring your face on the camera? I think we're having some stuff here. You sound great too. Ah, there she is. There's the other Grace. Grace is with us tonight.
I'm not sure if that's going to help it or not, honestly. Doesn't sound like it's helping.
I don't know if wearing headsets or headphones do it. I think turning the headsets off or... There you go. Yeah, turn the headsets off. Yeah, that's going to cause problems. But yeah, so the question about saving us, we are the ones who have to save our own planet. Our space brothers and sisters, they can assist us, and they will, which leads up to, thank you for the hat. Thank you very much, Chesno. What we're going to do November 12th, for people that don't know what's happening, we are having a major event. That's not going to be an encounters event. We're doing an Ashtar Command global event on November 12th at 10 a.m. 5 p.m. We're doing a podcast. Down the Rabbit Hole will have a podcast that same day, and we're going to be doing that November 12th, 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. All right? And you've maybe seen the videos. Share the videos on my main page. It's pinned up there. You can share it all over the world. We're actually going to counter all the negativity, all the stuff with the bombs going off everywhere, and just what's happening in the Middle East. We're going to be bringing people together to bring that light, to bring that energy to that part of the world. So yeah, it's a really important thing we're doing, and it's going to make a big difference to everything we are doing. So we want everyone to participate. It's going to be a completely amazing event. Grace is going to be there down Rabbit Hole. Chesno, everybody out there is going to be there.
I'm really looking forward. Oh, it sounds fun.
Yeah, Reza from Miami. Yes, definitely. And Reza from Miami, you can take the video on my main page, share it with other people, and that goes for everybody out there. You know, this is not top secret stuff. We want everybody involved in this, you know, everybody. We want to have, I'd like to have 10,000 people join us that day. I'd like to have 1 million people join us today, not because I want people to join us because I have 1 million people. This is because this is an important thing we're doing, and we want to get people together, you know? And if you watch my broadcasts, you know I'm all about togetherness, about inclusiveness, about peace, about love. You know, the Ashtar Command, which I work with, is all about total peace and harmony on all the planetary systems. And now it's the chance for us to step up to the plate and really make a difference November 12th. And we will. With the podcast with Down Rabbit Hole, with the broadcast at 10 a.m. November 12th, no matter what time zone you're in, wherever you are, if you're in the Middle East, if you're in Asia, Africa, wherever you are, we want every single person we can get together. Every person, you know? And we'll have a moderators on. If there's any disruption, those disruptors will not be in there very long. Guarantee you. You know what I mean? So it's really important that people understand the dynamics of what's happening. And hopefully soon, I miss our dear friend Grace. I'm Grace. I'm thinking of Grace saying, I'm Grace. No, I'm not. I'm CmdrAleon. I'm Shy. So we miss Shy. I know she's extremely busy, and I always think about her constantly because she's overseas. So she's really busy, folks. But I know when she can be here, she will. She's been so busy in top secret stuff that it hasn't been easy to have her on here. She's got a lot to tell us. We all miss her, and we all love her. And when she can come on, she will. You know. And so, okay, I got you, Grace. So there's a lot I can talk about because I always listen to people, and I love doing that. But for tonight, if I need to talk more, I can do it. I mean, I can talk for 24 hours tonight, nonstop. If I do that, no, I'm not going to do that. If I did that, that'd be pretty crazy, but I'm not going to do it. I used to do crazy things, but I'm not doing them anymore. Not as much, you know? Yeah, so we do. Yeah, Enlightened Jess. Yes, we do miss her. So here's the thing. With all the things that we talk about encounters, people's visitations, the most beautiful thing is they're all different. And everybody's having so many different experiences, you know? And when we really listen to other people say, I wish I had an experience, you can too. Everybody here can have an ET experience. Everybody here can have an encounter. If I sat here right now, which I'm doing, and everyone's home, so that's good. I'm not alone, which is good if I did this. But if I wanted to invite a space being from the command here, and I think one night I'm going to test my theory, and I will say verbally here on the broadcast that I wish to have an Ashtar Commander show up on my broadcast. That I invite an Ashtar Commander, a Christed being of light only, a Christed being of light from the Ashtar Command to appear. And if I say that with conviction, I totally believe that it will happen. I really do. I haven't done it yet. I know they're hearing it right now as I say this. I can do it right now, but I will get to that point. All right, for me, I will get to that point where I will say I invite the Ashtar Commander from the Christed beings of light only. So I really preface the point. If you are with the Ashtar Command and you accept Christ, and you really are being honest with us here, if you're not a Christed being of light, you cannot come into the perimeter of my energy. If you're a Christed being of light, you may appear with me here. Man or woman may appear in your spacesuit or whatever, and you are welcome to join us here. But if you're not of the Ashtar Command, you're not allowed to come to Earth and visit. So see the way I'm saying it? That's the way to say it. That's the way I would say it, because that's the way to make contact. That's the way you make contact. I've never said that before. It'd be kind of funny if it started happening, because I'm verbalizing it here. I'm not meaning to do it to make it happen tonight, but it'd be kind of funny if it does happen, But that's what I want people to realize, that once you have the confidence and once you are spiritually fully awakened, that doing a C5, for example, is like getting together and realizing that we can do it, Alexa, how's off again laugh? Alexis, how's off again laugh? And let's see here. So I think that's, really the crux of the thing. Go ahead.
Still echoing?
No, you're not echoing. You're good.
I can hear feedback though on my end.
Not me. I don't hear anything.
Oh, really? So I wonder what's going on.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. We'll just have to go with the flow. All right. We just have to deal with it.
James went off. James, are you still in the chat? Yeah, lots of feedback.
Well, if I need to talk, I need to have somebody on here that can just look at me.
All right.
You can be a ventriloquist or, it's okay. Just go for it. I'm just going for it. So I can help keep everything intact here. So about making contact, I'm very well ready to make the contact. I could invite a space being to come in here from the Ashtar Command specifically. I'm going to try to do that. I think I will do that one morning during the day. I might try to do it at night, and I want to see if it happens. I'm almost getting close enough to feeling confident about doing it. Rachel Ann, I'm going to bring her in. Julie, yes, Julie Trance. And Julie, I'm going to get in touch with you, your friend. I want to do the YouTube thing. I would love to see you with new specifics, just saying. Hey, Rachel, welcome back.
Hi.
Yeah, you're sounding good. No echoing here. It's been a weird... You sound good, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going for it. I'm not even going to think about it, no matter what.
Yeah, it might be putting it to us more because we keep thinking about it. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm more thinking about contact and telling people that I think the thing with the Alexa app the other night with the Billie Holiday song, I get the feeling that they're trying to tell me something, that they're here, that they want to communicate, and I need to be focused on that. I think one night I am going to focus on inviting one of the Ashtar Command people or two of them from the spaceship to come in the room.
Oh my God, I would love to see that.
Now, I've never done that before, so if that happens, I'll just be excited. I'll probably be like looking at myself in the mirror saying, what did I just do? But I know we can do it. I totally believe in it. It's just that I have to be willing to do it. It's not that I can't do it. I have to be willing to do it.
Yeah, you have to feel like you're in a good headspace. Don't get nervous. Like, don't get that anxiety of like, oh my God, is this really going to happen? Kind of thought. Because that was me in the beginning of doing this, even with you. I would get a little bit of an anxiety, and I'm like, oh God. When I heard myself back over the audio on YouTube, I was like, oh my God, I feel like such an
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But it's getting better.
My cat is here. Missy she's making little noises. She's here, wants me to pay attention to her. I'm not playing at this time of night. I'm talking to the cat. So yeah, it's just something that needs to be happening, that we have to feel confident. and our space brothers and sisters are ready for us to make contact with them. It's something that they're ready for. And I think she's ready for me.
Happening.
Yeah, I had to touch my cat there for a minute. But, yeah, it's just you have your speakerphone on. You know what? That is a good question. I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Give me 1 second here.
Yes, it would be nice if we could all do an international live stream where we could just all connect in one big unit and see each other meditating all at the same time. Or if we could just all meet up on the planet Earth somewhere. I'm clear, Skip, Miss Grace? I'm not echoing? Okay. Well, that's good to know. I brought in some good energy.
Yeah, I just checked. I don't think I'm hearing Commander clearly. I noticed more the feedback would yes. I'm not getting worried about it. Let's just stay focused. If you can still hear us speaking English, there you go.
Sounds better now, I think.
Yeah.
Those.
We're just going to go with the flow. There you go. It's on my side.
This is so strange tonight. What weirdness.
Well, right now we're in the twilight zone, so I'm getting mixed comments here. So I'm just going to keep continuing talking about what we're talking about. We're okay. We're big kids. That's true. Julie is right. We are big kids.
We are kids compared to the light beings. I feel like we are their children.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it kind of does. It's where are you going, Kat? I'm watching the cat for a minute. She's just energized tonight. She must be energized with what I'm talking about. Now she's walking out of the room. For a minute, she had to be here. When you were gone, Carol, Susie Q, good to see you, Carol. And anyway, so let's focus on our topic here.
Okay.
On encounter. Okay. Maybe it's the night make contact because the sound issue isn't normal. Vic, that might be true. Our cat is frisky, Flower Power says. The cooler weather, Flower Power says. So the essence of contact is that I've been thinking for weeks about this. Should I invite one of the Ashtar commanders to come in the room? And I've been meditating on it and thinking about it and saying to myself, wouldn't that be interesting? Could I possibly do that? Is that something that I can actually do? So now that would be a new experience because I've never done that before, ever. Yeah. I tell him, Pepper, to communicate with Kadar Manka. I've never brought a Ashtar commander into this physical realm on invitation.
Yeah.
So I'll plan that out to do that, and we'll see. I'll experiment with it. I'll experiment with it, and we'll do it. And it might be during the day in the morning versus night. Maybe because I feel better that it's light out when I do it. So I'll have to think about this. But I am thinking about it, obviously,
Yeah, just go about it and do your meditations and go how you feel, not what other people are telling you to
do. Right.
People might want you to do it.
Yeah, because I do something and people say, do it. I probably wouldn't do it because I have to do it because I'm the one who has to be the one doing it. And so I have to be comfortable with doing it, Exactly. But I mean, I do want to do it. So I feel comfortable doing it. And this is an experience where, Rachel, this is kind of an experience where we all can learn to feel confident in doing this kind of thing, making the contact with our space brothers. When the time is right. Enlightened Jess, that's right, it'll happen. And I do believe that, I'm that close to it, to being there. I am also still human beyond being ET and from the command. I also have that human emotional feeling from the human level. Okay, do I do this? What's going to happen if I do this? And that's from the common sense of the human experience. But I do want to do it without a question. I do want to invite one or two Ashtar commanders from the ship off planet here in the room. And maybe if they show up, I don't know if other people would see them on the screen and I wouldn't see them, or whether I'd see them and you'd see them. I really have no idea. I've never experienced that,
Right.
But it would be amazing, though, as we're talking about this, having two space beings come into the room from the Ashtar Command in their spacesuits on TikTok talking to people.
Yes.
That would be pretty amazing, Oh, you're in the crystal.
Yeah, isn't this the most beautiful amethyst?
Oh, that is beautiful. I like that.
It wasn't cheap. I'm gonna tell you.
Well, you can tell by the color of it, it's different.
And it's real. It's not,
Yeah.
It's not. There's no reason why it was expensive. But you can put it in this, and then you entwine your hair. It's like kind of like how the Vikings would wear their hair, or like how people of like medieval times would wear their hair with like entwinement, because they didn't have a way to put their hair up in a ponytail. They would use like certain other means, which was this. So you take this, okay, and you you insert it in here like this, and then it sits in here like this.
Oh, wow, look at that. Very cool.
And then you take your hair and you do like so, and then you have to find the tightness of it, and then you take it and then you like twist it into your hair, and then you see the crystal sticking out of your hair.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. And I have a quartz one too. I have this one. This is a beautiful quartz piece.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Look at that. Yeah, it's nice.
And it's really, really heavy. So I love crystals. Growing up in the South, I grew up around a lot of closed-minded individuals, and they would, condemn me for liking these things. And I always felt a gravitational pull to these things, like it was a part of me. Yeah. And in my defense, I would say, well, it comes from God's earth.
Right.
So you got anything else to say? I didn't really know how else to engage, because I felt like the more I would say, the more negativity would come with it. And I wasn't about that. So I would just continue to do my thing and just continue to become more and more isolated from other people around me, because I didn't fit in.
Yeah. So did that change for you when, you use, like, I love the way you said that, these, about the God related to everything, because how did they feel when you said God, about the God
They
connection?
didn't have any, they didn't say anything.
Yeah, because they couldn't say anything.
I was like, but this comes from Earth. Like, this comes from God's beautiful Earth. So you're talking about me in a negative way, but you don't even know you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what Earth is really, and what God has put here for us to put our hands on and to learn from, and to connect.
True. Yeah. No, I mean, that's a really beautiful way of expressing responding to them. And they couldn't say anything because you're right. Everything comes from the earth. Everything from the earth comes from God. So how could they, if they said something against that, they'd be hypocrites.
Exactly.
The crystals I created come from God. All the planets come from God. All life forms come from God. So what you said was a great response in how they were, treating what you were saying or what you were doing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Someone said, "Hey, Rachel, did you ever see the TikTok with 100-foot crystals?"
Mm-mm.
I've not seen those.
No,
I've seen.
I have seen amethyst crystal parts. Like, so if you go to Bisbee, Arizona, the most beautiful. I mean, they're so big. Like, they're as tall as me, and I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
And these pieces are like the most expensive pieces of amethyst I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And when I walked through the store that had all I could feel the zoom. I could feel the energy. And I felt good being around all these amazing, beautiful crystals. I love being around flowers. I feel like I can hear them talking to me in a sense. It's hard to explain. Like flowers bring peace.
Hmm.
I think flowers are magical.
Yeah.
I like being in the woods. I can be alone with nature. You know how someone wants to go to church, that's their choice. But for me, I love to be alone in the woods and put my feet in the water and lay on my back in the river and let it just roll across me and just take it in.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Feeling the
You know?
earth vibration and feeling connected to the source that way makes sense versus being around a whole lot of people who are trying to vent their emotions and their thoughts to a god
Yeah.
inside of a man-made building that I feel is a restriction. You can't
Yeah.
really connect when you're surrounded by all these other people. It's all about you and your interdivine source.
Hmm.
Does that make
It's so
sense what I'm
true.
saying?
It really does, because that's the way I talk about busting the matrix. Send Viking and Lightning. Thank you, everyone out there. It's just so true. Whoop, there comes the cat.
Hey,
What are you
kitty.
doing, cat? She is, I think, going to lay down. She is very actively looking. I hope you're going to lay down. Um, so I talk to my cat, folks. So there you go. We have a conversation. But it's really important to realize that everything is connected. The 3D religions on this planet are so disconnecting of situations of people, and where when people get out of religion on this planet, there is an understanding of the universe, the things you're talking about. You're connecting with the truth of the universe and creation of all life forms.
Yes.
Can we see the cat? Yes. I would do that, but I think she's going to lay down to get comfortable. So I'm thankful that she's going to do that, because she was getting a little bit crazy before. So when I'm broadcasting, I think she's going to lay down now. So we're going to leave her alone, let her chill out. Let the cat chill.
I have a female cat.
You do, yeah.
She's a black cat. Her name's Luna.
Oh, good. Well, they're beautiful cats, yeah. But there's so many weird things happening now, and as we come together and talking about these beautiful things, the way you connect universally on your own, when you get to the river and the flowing of the water, all those things are much more tuned into the universe than someone going to a church or a temple for 30 minutes and then coming out, oh, I'll see you next week. It's like, I'll see you next week. This is good. Now I can get back in my car and yell at the other person on the road who cut me off.
No, now that I need to work on, because I am a very, very good driver. I've driven all across the U.S. I've driven big RVs. Do a very good job at driving. So I get very aggravated with people when it comes to driving, because I'm like, do you not realize you're driving a weapon? Like that one little move that you just made could cost everyone their life. Be late for work, time and money away from things that you really, just because you had to push through that one little thing when you could have just waited. So I do get aggravated when it comes to driving. I do have to work on that.
Yeah. Well, Vic says my wolf is now over 6 months old, where will respond to moon and nature changes.
Of course, it's a wolf.
Yeah,
it's a wolf.
A wolf, yeah. Wolves, no, they're the universal. They have understandings too, just like cats and other things on our planet.
Yes, they do. And I will tell you guys a story about a wolf that I had. I've had more than one encounter, but this one in particular, this was years ago. I don't want to get into any negativity talk, but I will say I was involved with a very bad person. Means bad. And it was in the middle of the night, and we were on the property out in Tucson, in Vail, Tucson. Okay. And it was about, I'm going to say 2 or 3 in the morning, and we were arguing, and he always found a reason to argue so he could leave. But anyway, so as I'm leaning in the passenger side window of this car he had a white Hyundai Elantra. And I'm leaning in the window, and I'm like, going, like arguing with him. And I feel an energy, and it felt very, very, very strong. And I could feel its actual location. And I said, Sean, shut up. Be quiet. And I said, turn on your headlights. And when he turned on his headlights, I saw this wolf. And this wolf was within inches of me. And I caught it mid-move. Like, as it was, as I caught it, its arms, it was like its arms was like reaching out in front of the other one. And its one arm like stopped, like mid-move. And its eyes were a very neon yellow, bright, mesmerizing neon yellow. And when I just went, oh my God, like that. And it stopped. And we just stared at each other for like a good 2 minutes. John didn't say a word. He's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's what I feel like too, Julie. And he still, like, Sean was freaking out, going, oh my God, oh my God. As psycho as Sean, I was more scared of Sean than I was that wolf encounter. I did not feel threatened. I did not feel scared. I felt like it was there to retreat everything that was happening in that moment. And when I even got confidence, I went to reach out for it, touch it. And I almost did. And then it jumped back, and then it ran off. And the size of this wolf was huge. It was gray, and it had like dirt and like particles inside of its hair. And the way it bolted, it was like gone. Like it was gone in a matter of seconds. And then there was some time after that, because Vale is out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if anybody's ever been on Houghton Road. Vale, it's like a really dark road. And he was, yes, I do have some demons like that. And then it was late, and he was speeding. And I said, Sean, slow down. He's like, why? I was like, because there's wolves out. How do you know? I was like, I can feel them. I'm telling you, dude, they're going to jump out in front of this car. And he wouldn't listen. And I said, slow the car down. I'm telling you. And finally, he retreated off the gas. And as soon as he took his foot off the gas and we went a little bit slower, I could feel them. And I said, they're going to come from the left. And sure enough, a whole herd of them bolted right out in front of that freaking car. And he hit the brakes, and they're just sitting there with the lights on. And they're just like all looking towards us. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you, my babies. You my babies.
How many wolves were there? I mean, how many of them?
There was at least 12. There was a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, Ray's saying Native American vibes. I think that's probably true.
I do have some Native in me.
You do?
Yeah. And I'm very Celtic. I have, so my biological father's mother was born in Kerry, Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if anybody's ever been there on O'Connell Street, the main strip in Ireland, it's very main, well known. I'm very, so it's O'Connell Street in Dublin, Ireland. It's a place called Clary's Retail Store. It's a very expensive high-end store, and it's been there since the beginning of time. And there's a clock that sits right above it called the Clery clock, spelled Clery. So there's that too, which is pagan. They were pagan. And so when I did a lot of history on my pagan roots, or my pagan Irish roots, there's a lot of connection with the Native Americans. A lot of us had babies with Native Americans, and a lot of the elder women took care of Irish babies when a lot of Irish came over here to the United States. Yeah. It's closed down now. Would you believe? Really? It is? I didn't know that. That's not what I've seen online lately. It said it was open. Really? I don't want to know. Is it closed temporarily or for good? I have to contact my grandmother and ask her if she's heard anything. Yeah. But yeah, me and the Navajo tribe out here are very, very close unit. I'm really good friends with the Gay family, and they're a very well-known Navajo family out here. And I've told them too, Commander, about a lot of my encounters. And when I told him about my owl story, his eyes blew up. He was like, "No, a white one." Kind of freaked out. He was like, "That's a cool story." And then, yes, they are. And he was like, "You're the woman of wise." And then he introduced me to more and more of his Navajo friends, and they were like, "You're the woman of wise. You're the woman of wise. You should come out and hang out at the Fort Creek Reservation." I was like, "I would love to." I've been invited by the native Navajo females to the Sweat Lodge.
Yeah.
And then I went, and I'm in there, and they're like, "We don't like anyone outside of our circle, but we love you." And I was like, "Well, I love you too, my sisters." So.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a definite, as we're here listening to your story, it's beautiful, the story you're telling. And I try to envision the story. I kind of envision the car is going really fast, slow down. And I envision all these things you're talking about. It's when you listen to a story like that, it's like you're reading a book of somebody's book and you're sharing your book of what you've been through. And that's just really beautiful to see, you know?
I really appreciate this because these experiences, I feel like, they're not just like ordinary little things. And I've held on to them for quite some time. And then it wasn't until I met you and you gave me a chance that I felt like, well, maybe I feel comfortable. There's something about you where I feel comfortable enough to share my story. Yeah. I'm not just going to do it with anyone.
No. And that's because what we do here is purposely set up for people to come out of the closet, share their ET visitations, the story you mentioned about the wolf with the eyes that you felt that was really there to protect you, I think, in many ways. And, so those kinds of things, there's not many places you can go on here to have that kind of discussion or share. Here, it's just the energy that I bring out here from a galactic level. People can feel that energy. And it makes it a place where people can come out of the closet on a lot of levels. And a lot of it has been ET levels, connections with space beings. The story you shared about the wolf is another part of that realm that people don't hear about. So, yeah, it's we're glad you're sharing it, and people are really fascinated in listening to it,
I'm very appreciative. It's different than mine, but yes, and Ovik, to be honest, if you think about it, all natives had it bad. You all had it bad, and you were here first. So about what tribe you're from, it's the fact that you're all still connected, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, because I know some native tribes get anal with other native tribes, just like some white people get bad with black people. Some Arabs get mad with Americans. It's like a whole big to-do. It's like, let's just put all that shit aside and let's just talk about the now.
Yeah.
And not focus on the past.
Debbie's saying, looking at you, Debbie says, you remind her of the Mona Lisa. Does anyone see the Mona Lisa? I kind of thought about that a bit. She does have the look of the Mona Lisa. Does she not look like the Mona Lisa? How many people see that? I didn't think about it. Yeah, she does. Danny Garza. Yep. You're getting a lot of people saying you look like the Mona Lisa.
Oh. There's a lot of mystery behind her. Right. I forgot the artist that they say painted her. It wasn't Play? Was it? Who painted her?
I don't remember who the artist was, but now that the one person said it, everybody's looking at you now differently, and you do look like the Mona Lisa.
See if I can pose.
Well, you could be the reincarnation of the Mona Lisa.
Hey, that doesn't exist.
It's very possible.
Does anyone in here have deja vu a lot?
Let's see what they say about that. Deja vu, anybody? Danny says yes, I do. Saint says that I do. Ovik says yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people mind you. There could be yes.
Yeah. Like, have you ever been to a location and it hits you and you're like, I know I've never been here, but you remember it in a dream? And then I think back, like, why am I remembering in a dream? Like, why would I dream that? And then I think back to the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I have deja vu. Sometimes I see things over the years that come back and say, wait a minute, it seems like I just did that yesterday. And it's like that moment, oh yeah, it looks like I'm repeating exactly what I did. Now, when that happens, you say to yourself, maybe I was in a timeline where I zip back into something and then I zip back out of it.
Right.
So I think, and then a lot of people here are saying they have deja vu, which tells me that probably 10,000 more people have it. And some people are conscious of it and some people aren't.
I'm very conscious. So about Navajo. Okay, so my friend Erwin Begay, we were on our way to our local bar when I was living on a really shitty part of town. And on the way there, he was telling me about this psychic lady that he knew, and he had not seen in over 25 years. Listen to this story, y'all. So we get to the bar, go inside. We hadn't been there not even 10 minutes. He goes and gets me my drink. He comes back and he's flipping. He's like, Rachel. He's like, you're never going to guess who's here. And I said, that lady, isn't it? He goes, yeah. And I was like, are you for real about not seeing? He's like, yes. He goes, I'm tripping right now. I can't believe she's here. And so she ended up, he went and got her, and they came back to me. The second she saw me, she didn't even hesitate. She put her hand out, and she had this long, black, frizzy hair. She exuded everything about her that she stood for. And she looked me right in the eyes, and she said, honey, it's going to be okay. You are just a reincarnate. You have deja vu all the time. And I started to cry. And she said, honey, it's okay. Don't cry. It's okay. She said, you have deja vu so much, you don't know how to, your head spins.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, ma'am. And he didn't tell her. And in fact, I didn't even tell him about that. So the fact that she walked up to me just like that, and the fact that she popped up after, I mean, it's so amazing, that whole story, because he had said he had not seen her in 25 years, and we were just talking about her just on the way there. And he hadn't been there not even 10 minutes, and then bam, he's out. He's like, Rachel. It was such a cool night. Like, we vibed the whole night. Like, everybody danced. It's like I owned the bar, actually, that night. It was like, everybody was like, we're here to have fun. We're going to have fun. And then go ahead.
No, I was going to say you did own the bar that night for sure. And just to let people know, speaking of the bar, you're watching Encounters, the late night #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Rachel's our guest, and we're glad to have everybody on here. It's good to have our audience here from all over the world. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for all the gifting they've been doing on the show. It tells us, without me having to say gifting, people just, we appreciate all the gifts that you do for what we do here on TikTok. Also, this show is being recorded now by TikTok, which it does automatically. We will download the show and then put it on YouTube tomorrow morning. So if anybody misses our show, that's a daytime person, there's a lot of people going to my YouTube channel to watch the show. That's also the other channel where we have the Astro Spaceship News. Just let people know if you're missing any of the spaceship videos we post, you'll see them here on TikTok on my main page and on YouTube. If you have any encounters and you're videotaping, make sure that you have your cameras clear. Don't zoom in so much that you have a blurry picture on your video camera. Even if you're seeing it good, if you zoom in too much on the UFO or the spaceship, it'll be blurry and people won't be able to see it good enough. So make sure those videos are clear. If you're driving and you are seeing something, pull over, find a spot to pull over, record without shaking your cameras, because I've seen a lot of videos where it's shaky footage. They look at the thing, and I say, oh, that looks really good. And then all of a sudden the camera is looking at the sidewalk. And I'm saying, how does one hold the camera looking at something incredible, and then we're seeing the sidewalk? How does that work? Believe me, I've seen those videos, and they have a really good thing they're saying, but they, for some reason, take the camera and push it somewhere else. So really do yourselves a favor. Make sure you have your camera is your phone's fully charged. Pull over if you're driving somewhere and you see something incredible. Pull over, take a deep breath, get the camera out, and videotape it, and send it to us here at Ashtar Spaceship News.
Yeah. Well, do the best you can. I mean, I know there's sometimes that, we see it and we go to do what we do, and
Right.
they don't want you to let it out.
Right. And that's true. Some people, I think that they don't want them to record. I'm not sure why. It's funny. There's some people that they tell me the story. They see the thing, they get the camera out, they don't want to be recorded. Other ships or other beings on ships want to be recorded, and they're saying, go ahead, record the multicolored craft. They come in close enough, people can see them. I think it really varies, I think it really varies on where they are or what they want to do. Maybe that person has a connection that's seeing that ship, but the ship doesn't want to be recorded,
Yeah.
George saying, now is the best chance. Oh, thank you very much, Saint.
Oh, look what you got. Was that a big thing of candy? What was it? Oh, a Saint?
We got a lot of candy. They probably had leftover candy from trick-or-treating, so I got some candy here. I got a hand from Saint, too. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And so I think it's a matter of the individual.
Me too, Zen Viking. I understand what Zen Viking is saying. Like, for example, the story that I told Commander here, if anyone's heard it, about the Gilbert, when I was with the boyfriend Richard. It was so unexpected, and I could telepathically hear it. So I was so mesmerized by the zone in on the situation that, of course, I didn't think about grabbing a phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true. There's that too. You get excited. You forget that you have the camera. And you're
it was more like I got locked in. It locked me in. Like, I'm stood up and I hear it talking to me. I can hear a male voice say, "Come outside." And I do.
Yeah.
And then I see what I saw, and then the rest, we've heard the story. So yeah, like, you're not thinking about, let me go grab a phone. Let me go grab something to record right now.
Yeah. No, it's true. Billy Adams, thank you for the earth and all the gifting. When I saw my big ship, which was in the 80s, I was in a blues club doing a reggae night once a night on the weekends.
That's
so
awesome.
I go out the parking lot, and then there's woods behind it, and across the street there's a McDonald's, and up on the hill is a condo complex. And the hill was pretty high up. I come, as I'm going right to the door, I get everything set up, I'm saying goodnight. I hear a voice saying in clear English, "Look up," just like you're saying, "Look up." I saw a spaceship 2 football fields in length, and it was there for 35 minutes. I called the Channel 8 ABC affiliate in New Haven, Connecticut, and they tell me it's a formation. Yeah, they tell me it's a formation of planes, and I'm telling the lady, tear up your script over the phone there, because I'm looking at a ship 2 football fields in length with 4 tubular bottoms, lights blinking like crazy, spinning around, and now it's shooting out 2 beams of light out of the ship that are causing a geometry in the sky that I'm looking at, and I'm watching this for 35 minutes. I said, whatever you're being told to tell people, it's not true. And
right.
And I was now, there wasn't in the 80s anything like the cell phone with TikTok or, being able to videotape it. I mean, you could with a little old camera, but I had no way of documenting this. I was just watching it, So it's just, every time I think about it, I remember in detail what the ship looked like. I remember everything about that ship. I'll never forget it. How could I? The thing is, humongous.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yours was, you said yours was humongous. Mine was just a ball of glowy light.
Yeah, no, that was one of 2 big ships. My other one that was not as close, I was coming home from Fairfield County at night, and I got off the service road at a 7-Eleven because I was seeing this huge golden ship to the north of me, north of Danbury, Connecticut. And I had a 2-way radio at the time, a CV or something. And I said, Breaker, there's this big thing in the sky north of the interstate highway. Does anybody see it? and there's a lot of chatter about other things, and I thought I'd pull off, and I didn't tell anybody at the 7-Eleven what I was seeing, but I was watching this huge golden ship spinning around to the north.
Golden.
Where it was. Like it was a golden ship, and it looked like it had inscriptions on it, but it was spinning, slowly spinning around. It wasn't a blimp or anything. It almost looked kind of like a diamond shaped, but it was like gold, like a balloon, but it wasn't a balloon.
You said gold.
It was really kind of weird, So I stood there watching it for a while, and then I got back in my car and just went home. But that was the second.
And then at that time, did you feel like, okay, I'm just going to blank this out and pretend it didn't happen? I mean, just because that was me. And when that happened to me with the portal, the one that I was talking about with the golden light and the way it came down behind the cloud and it zooped and went and a boom into the said it 1,000 times in the story and everything it is. The fact that it wasn't just an object that we seen, the fact that it went into the sky, like it opened up and it went into something. That in itself says a lot.
Yeah. And someone's asking me here, Zen Viking, was it like a flat diamond or a third diamond? I know about flat or third. It looked like it was kind of just big, round, and then sort of at the bottom it kind of curved like a diamond.
Like a diamond.
So
yeah.
And it was spinning. It was spinning around pretty quickly. It was like I was watching. What got me most was the spinning of the ship. It kept spinning. People would call it a big UFO. I knew it was a spaceship. It was spinning and spinning and spinning, and it was actually staying in one place. It was north of the interstate, off of Route 7 somewhere, all the way up, because you go up Route 7 in Connecticut, it's more rural, and you go up past the highway, there's, you get into more countrified areas.
Commander, I want to fill you in on something. If you look down in the comments, so Miss Daniels is married to Ovic.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Hey, Ovic. Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
she said, okay, I got battery now, so I left listening through hubby account, Ovic.
Ovic, okay.
That's her husband.
Very good. Oh, hi, Ovic. We didn't know that. And we're getting close to like 1 o'clock. We are going to, towards 1, sign off the program. We've had a great program tonight. Some weird energies, all good, but just some weird things happening. And we're going to be
better now, doesn't it?
It seems everything's better now. It was weird earlier, but like I said, we persevered and we made it through the evening.
Oh, that's me though. That's me.
I never give up.
Never.
Well, I want to thank you, Rachel, for coming on here. You sounded really good. Everybody, I want to thank you all for gifting. We love you all, and
yes.
And we love interviewing people because I just love hearing stories. Not that I can never tell a story because I have plenty to talk about, believe me. But I always like to be able to be a listener as well as a conversationalist. Being on the radio for 20 years, I do a lot of talking on the radio, but I also have a lot of music I play that is ambient, higher dimensional music. You listen to my radio show, you'll hear me play really high frequency music. I have tons of music.
I love it.
Yeah, so I do that kind of stuff. Radio's a little bit different than this is, but this I love too. This is a different media, and I love it. So
yeah, and I listen to that too on my own, like on my YouTube channel. I listen to a lot of binaural beats and a lot of energy waves.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like what you stand for. That's why I talk to you.
There you go. I appreciate that. And we like what you stand for. And that's why we're talking to you.
Thank you.
So we can only mirror back the positivity that we get back, going back and forth, bouncing back and forth, so to speak. So, Rachel, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we made it through the technological echoing earlier, which I was kind of joking around about that. So if I start doing the echo, people might think I am. So if I do my echo, I've learned how to do the echo. So I want to thank you for for being here, now. No, I don't want to get people thinking that we are. Was that a good impression of an echo?
Yes.
I'm a sit down comedian when I want to be. I could have been a stand-up comic, but I missed my opportunity years ago. I'm just kidding you.
No, you're great.
Thank you. I love you all. My energy is going through the roof. I'm going to hopefully meditate and go to sleep. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a good night. And we'll be back on tomorrow night, late night, with Encounters.
Peace and love yourself and everyone around you.
There you go. That's right. And I want to say good night to James and Skip to Grace Chesno. Everybody have a good night. Everybody out here, Julie. Oh, you all know it. I don't have to mention your names. You all know that the commander loves you all. So you take care, everybody.
And me too. Love and light. Thank you. Bye.
Oops, what did I just do?